Canoe surfing is a different perspective. You're on a 25-foot canoe that weighs 400 pounds. It is a team sport. I'd like to always say that it's not just me driving, it's the person in front of me, it's the person in front of him, and it's the person that's stroking all of us. I feel all of our crew members, every time we're done with a wave, the stoke is immensely a lot bigger than if you had caught it by yourself, for sure, for sure.
With all that weight in the canoe, and there's honestly very little drag, like there's no fin like a surfboard really, except kikes is just in and out with the blade. Man, it just goes so fast. And you're catching that momentum of the wave while it's still like this. But, you know, it's a double-edged sword, because if you got that momentum and you don't want that momentum anymore, like you want to try to kick out of the wave, there's that uneasy feeling of like, are we going to be able to turn this thing? And for me, I'm the dumb labor on the canoe. I'm just paddling. I'm taking orders. So it's just a lot of faith in your steersman, really.
Waimea, for me anyway, for the canoe, is perfect. Reasons being that you have a wide open channel, all the energy focused off the rocks and kind of pushes you in the channel. The way the wave comes in over there, it kind of just stands up, has a big drop, and then kind of fades off. And for the canoe, after the drop, you're pretty much out of the impact zone. But just knowing my ability in the canoe would give me the confidence on when to make a decision on if we're going on this one or we're not going. That kind of just comes in on my personal experience and knowledge of not only of the ocean, but of our particular valve. But we're trying to push ourselves a little more and a little deeper and a little bigger as each wave came through, but also caring for the safety of everyone else as well.
That December 2nd swell, it was super clean. We saw these conditions coming. It was kind of a question mark as to how big the swell was going to get. We had big forecasted readings, but the actual direction of the swell was kind of missing us. It was kind of, we were going to get the edge of that storm, and that's the touch and go ones, where it could either be like huge and consistent, or it could be a little slow.
So yeah, it was just a mixed crew. We pretty much threw everyone together, kind of on the spot. Mikey O'Shaughnessy, Kalai O'Shaughnessy, Ka'eo Abbey, Mark Healey, and Gavin Sutherland. Normally, at that size, everybody knows Waimea. The trouble is getting through the short break, getting out, especially with the canoe. But there was a lot of lows, so we had enough time to sneak out in between sets.
I surfed my brains out, had the most fun I've had surfing in a year. I was a bit thrashed, tired from being out for like 12 hours on a ski, so I was like, okay, let's call it, head back to the harbor. And as we were coming back in the late afternoon, we come around the corner and I see outside Waimea, and I can just see the pack, and I see a canoe sitting out there. And we're like, we gotta check this out. And first thing I'm thinking, I'm like, who is that? Like, who could that be?
I look over and I see Healey, and I automatically, instantly ask Healey if he wants a wave. He looks over at me and he's like, sure, why not? And I was like, yeah, Healy, get in the boat, let's go.
I definitely trust Kikes' steering. He's really good at what he does. If it was somebody who is just kind of like half in, half out on the steersman game, I would not have done it.
So we're blowing up with smiles and we go back out for another one. And as we're going back out after that wave, Mikey Bruno comes over to us with the ski and he yells, "Happy birthday, Mark." And we all look over and Mark had not even told us that it was his birthday, but we found out on that wave, and yeah, I was stoked, Mark. Happy birthday, brother.
So I had the best birthday ever. I got to go surf, 15, 20 foot outer reefs all day, amazing surf, and then top it off with something I've always wanted to do and ride some waves at real Waimea in a canoe.
Next, more canoe surfing action from Waimea. Canoe surfing giant waves can be considered the ultimate and most challenging surfing sport. Dropping in on 30 to 40 foot faces at Waimea is a delicate task, and managing risk properly can be the difference between the ultimate ride or complete destruction.
The dangers of canoe surfing is no joke. When you get them going fast, you can't stop them. If they hit you, they're gonna pierce something or they're gonna break something, Everyone knows that when they're riding in a canoe, you're at the mercy of your driver and hopefully he'll get you back to the shore safely.
I definitely couldn't steer that canoe like that. No way. I could probably practice for the next 5 years and not steer the canoe as good as Ikaika was. I mean, visually, I'm sure people will get it, but I'm not sure if everybody will understand just how much skill is involved in him steering that canoe. But Kikes is just a master. He's steering that thing even at low speed, like couple paddles and just weaving through guys in the lineup. He just killed it.
When they see us coming down for a wave, everyone's expecting me to run them over. There's been some occurrences where I've had surfers actually force fight me and paddle the wrong way as the way I am going. I mean, for anyone that's watching, if you see the canoe coming, I would recommend going in.
The look of sheer terror in some of the surfers' eyes when this canoe was coming down the wave, it's like burned in my memory. I'll never forget it. They're like, which way do I go? Go towards the white water. It was a lot of fun.
For me, it was the third time being out on a canoe at Waimea. First time was with Bonga. We ended up catching great waves, and it's definitely not the biggest wave on a canoe. We've had some big surf for sure. A lot of that has to do with Uncle Buff's contest, but Uncle Mel's contest as well. But surfing the canoes now versus the old days, I know you guys probably have seen pictures of someone bailing out of the canoe. as they're coming down, and it was recollected that that wave was that avalanche. Yeah. Me, when I was young, I always looked up at the wall at Haleiwa Joe's, and I always looked up and looked at that wave, and I was like, holy, that's pretty crazy. One day we'll be doing that too. And then anyway, hats off to those guys. They kind of pushed the barriers back then, made it think that it's possible for us to do now, and that's probably how we ended up at Waimea, you know, seeing bigger wave, knowing our capability of catching that wave and wanting to go bigger.
I've always wanted to surf Waimea on a canoe, and I remember years ago talking to Ikaika about it over some beers, and the opportunity was there and they needed a guy, so I just jumped in and we caught a bunch of waves. But it was just insane, and by like the second or third wave you're starting to catch waves and look back into the bowl and just see all the rocks in the background, and to be on a canoe and have that view looking back into it is just insane. It was like the cherry on top of an amazing day and like one of the best birthdays I've ever had.
You can see the facial expressions on all of us as we finish our rides, and everyone's just blown away with stoke. And that's kind of what we're there for, you know. That's kind of what makes us come back, is the stoke. But we caught a bunch of waves. I think we got over a dozen waves. Mahalo to all the boys for letting us come out, and mahalo to the lifeguards for always being there to support not only us, but everyone around.